do, and the guy scores 3 touchdowns, 126 yards. Maybe they have something there in Chase Edmonds. We'll see. But either way here, they win, I wouldn't say in convincing fashion, but they were winning most of the game, 27-21. On the Giants side, I feel like Daniel Jones, what do they call it, Danny Dime? Danny Dime coming back to earth a little bit. 22 of 35, 223 yards, touchdown, a pick, looking kind of average. It was good to see Barkley there. Good to see Saquon Barkley back. 18 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Obviously not back to his dominant self, but it'll be nice to see for the Giants what it looks like once Saquon Barkley is actually running on all cylinders, and what that means for Daniel Jones. I think that'll mean some things for Daniel Jones, and it'll really kind of help his growth and development and help him be more comfortable back there when you have a threat like that to run the ball and the kind of defenses the other teams have to play. So once Saquon Barkley gets going, I'll be curious to see what this team's offense look like and what Daniel Jones looks like. But until then, they're 2-5. Nothing exciting. They're not doing anything this year. You got 2 really good teams in their division, with the Eagles and the Cowboys, which we'll be playing tonight, actually. Be playing here in a little bit. I'm recording this podcast a little early tonight, so they kick off there in about 15 minutes, and we'll see who's the king of the hill there for the NFC East. And I'm sure Skip Bayless will be crying if his Cowboys lose 4 in a row. But, oh well. All right, moving on to the next game, my Dolphins and my Bills. I was kind of disappointed, didn't get to connect with the Bills fan today, but I do want to tell him that yes, you got your win, 31-21. Congratulations. I think your Bills are completely overrated. I think they got totally exposed today. I think Josh Allen isn't a very good quarterback. Still struggles with the deep ball, still struggles with accuracy, still really just has to use his legs. I don't think, I'm going to just say this, I don't think the Bills are going to go to the playoffs. That's just my opinion. Yes, they have an easy schedule. Yes, right now, they do have a very solid record of 5-1. I think they come down to earth. I'm going to just say again, I think the Bills got exposed. Obviously, we know the Dolphins are going nowhere. They're 0-6. They'll be lucky to win a game this year. They've been playing better the last few weeks, especially the last 2 weeks, just barely losing to the Redskins, and they were in this game. I mean, they were leading at halftime. We were at the 1-yard line. Dolphins at the 1-yard line have a 14-9 lead at the 1-yard line and turn the ball over. Fitzpatrick throws a pick. And, I mean, it should have been 21-9 right there, and that might have been a completely different. I mean, this could have definitely been, had the Dolphins scored a touchdown there, a complete upset, because then the Bills marched right down the field and scored, and it completely changed the momentum of the game. That could have been a disaster for the Bills. So I know they're sitting there thinking that, oh yeah, we're so good, we're so great. I'm not impressed. I'm personally just not impressed with the Bills. They should have destroyed the Dolphins. Dolphins are a very bad team. They really are. They're just a very, very, very bad team. So congratulations, good luck to you. Your schedule's going to get tougher. You're going to have some tougher games on the schedule for sure. But they got the win. Can't take the win away from them. Not saying, like I said before, there's no ugly wins and pretty wins. It's just what it means to play like that against such a bad team. Maybe they were just caught off guard a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to say the Bills don't make the playoffs. That's just my guess, my opinion. Maybe I'm just a salty AFC East Dolphins fan. Who knows? All right, to the next game. The Chargers and the Titans. Titans win this 23-20 and should have won it more convincingly, and also should have lost it, and should have won it, and should have lost it. And that game, especially towards the end, was crazy. So, Titans up by 10. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this game's over. And in all fairness, I was actually just watching this game because they were starting Ryan Tannehill. And as a Dolphins fan, of course, I'm curious. I'm like, hey, I'm going to watch Tannehill play again. Why not? I knew I'd never see him play in a Dolphins uniform. I was kind of rooting for him to do well. Why not? So they're starting Tannehill. I wanted to watch this game. Titans are up by 10. I'm feeling like, oh, they got this win. This is in the bag. No problem. Then all of a sudden, Chargers score. Okay, Titans get it back. They start moving the ball, get the ball about midfield, and it's third and short. They don't get it. Now it's 4th and maybe a few inches. It probably shouldn't have even been those few inches because I thought they had a favorable spot previously. So it shouldn't have even been that close, but it was 4th and inches. Tannehill does a sneak. Instead of kind of jumping real quick and grabbing it, he tries to push himself in and lower himself in. And it looked like, from my angle, he got it clearly with that push. But that's not how the ref spotted it. Another bad spot. But in this case, it's in the Chargers' favor, not in the Titans' favor. And they actually say he lost yards. Well, it's clear on there that he didn't lose yards. I mean, it's so clear as day that he got that. Even if he didn't get that first down, which I think he did, he clearly got a push. He clearly gained some yards or gained some position. If he gained any position, it was only inches. It should have been a first down. They didn't call it that way. The Titans had 3 timeouts. They could have. Vrabel should be. If they had lost the game, he should have been fired. All you do, there is zero reason. Like, you almost have to. They were even saying on there, you almost have to throw this red flag, and he didn't. He didn't throw the red flag. I am still baffled by it. Congratulations, they got the win. Completely baffled by it. Chargers have the ball. They get it after it's turned over in downs. Push the ball all the way down. Pass to Eckler. Looked like Eckler got in. He didn't get in. He was just short. They have no timeouts. Chargers are out of timeouts. Got about 37 seconds left. 39 seconds left. He tries to run in the ball. He's short. Looked like he got it, but he didn't get it. So he's not in there again. They try and do one more run at the end, and it looked like Gordon didn't get it, like he was stopped short. The call on the field was down by contact. Now, mind you, Chargers have no more timeouts, but the refs were looking at this play for whatever reason, I'm not sure. It wasn't a scoring play. They didn't call it a fumble, even though it was a fumble, which was very strange. So I'm not even sure why it was being looked at, to tell you the truth. But either way, it's being looked at. But he did fumble the ball. It was a clear strip before he was even down, and they had blown the whistle. But in these newer rules over the past few years, you know, that even if they blow the whistle and it's a clear fumble ahead of that whistle, ahead of the player being down, and there's clear recovery, like they can see who recovered the ball, they'll still give it to him, even though the whistle had been blown. It's that way they don't. An inadvertent whistle, an early whistle, doesn't take away a good play in regards to a turnover, which is smart. I mean, I think that's fair, and it's the way it should be. I don't know. The refs felt very, very, very involved in this game. I don't understand the calls from the Chargers. I just don't get it. And also, when it seemed like he was down, well, if the call is down by contact, you have another down. Why aren't you getting up and trying to line up for another play? Why are you just looking around? Like, I didn't understand that. It didn't make sense. The whole thing was just weird. It was weird from the refs. Why did the refs let Tennessee run around like crazy if it was he was down by contact and the clock is still running, supposed to be still running. Not even sure why it stopped. It was just a whole weird sequence. In the end, I believe the Titans, the winners of the game were the correct winners. I believe that. Although he didn't deserve it. Vrabel didn't deserve it from the not throwing the red flag earlier on the 4th down call. I just don't understand it. I just think it felt like bad coaching from both coaches and just a little bit bad refereeing or confusing refereeing. I'm not going to blame it on the refs. It just seemed odd. It all just seemed kind of confusing. Now, it was just weird sequences of plays, probably. It was such a Chargers way to lose a game, too, it feels like this year. The Chargers now are 2-5, I believe, if I have that correct. Yeah, the Chargers are 2-5. For a team that was supposed to compete with the Chiefs in that division and be one of the best teams in the AFC, they have been far from this year. Still some time to recover, but they are slowly running out of time. And Titans 3-4, they bring in Tannehill for a spark. They get it, I guess. Tannehill, looking at his numbers, 23 of 29 for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Not bad. Those sounds like it. As a Dolphins fan, I can say those feel like Tannehill kind of numbers to me. Tannehill, for you Titans fans, you can see he can wing it in with some accuracy. He can throw well on the run. None of these are debatable. He has talent. He definitely has a strong arm. He definitely can be very accurate. His problem is in pressure situations in big games. Like when you go to play the Colts and it's like a meaningful, I think you guys have a big game against the Colts in December on the road. Maybe if the Titans get on a roll, that game means something. Let me tell you, be ready for meltdown. Be ready for Tannehill meltdown. I don't mean like a kind of off game. I mean the kind of like 11 for 33 for like 87 yards and 2 picks kind of game. Be ready for it, because that's the kind of games he would always throw up when we really needed him to either make a statement game or keep us in a tight playoff race or whatever it was. Those were the types of games he always seemed to throw up in the high pressure situations or where you're down, you're here to this is it. We're here to show him who's boss. We're here to show him we're the king of this division. Whatever. We're here to show the NFL we're a good team. We're a playoff team. Nope. He just falls apart. So my warning to Titans fans getting excited about Ryan Tannehill, he will disappoint you sometimes in the worst time that he could pick. Just the worst place to do it, he will do it. And then as far as the Chargers, I don't know what's going on with the Chargers. I don't get it. I'm not understanding what's wrong with the Chargers right now. I know they have injuries, but they got to get their crap together because they're running out of time real fast to do anything. And Phillip Rivers had a Rivers-type game, 24 of 38, 329 yards, 2 touchdowns. He always seems productive. Melvin Gordon, he just has not gotten it together since he came back from the holdout. I feel like that holdout really has held him back. I feel like maybe that holdout has hurt the whole team and just kind of hurt their momentum coming into the season. It's what it feels like to me, and I was saying that even before, like in week 2 or 3, I was saying, I really think this team is missing Melvin Gordon. I really think Melvin Gordon has some leverage when maybe he didn't before. All right. Moving on, last couple games here. Ravens, Seahawks. I had picked the Seahawks to win this game. I thought the Seahawks were the better team. But clearly in this game, they were not. Lamar Jackson in the air, he's looking a little bit more like the old Lamar Jackson, 9 of 20, 143 yards. But then on the ground, deadly, 14 carries, 116 yards and a touchdown. So he's back to using his legs as a weapon, where at the beginning of the season he was trying to make that statement that he was up. He could be a pocket passer and he could just stand in that pocket and zing it, and they're getting further and further away from that, more to him using his skill as a runner as well as a passer, which he's good at both. So we'll see, though, as it progresses, how well that works out for him. The Seahawks, however, dropped to 5-2. Russell Wilson, 20 of 41, 241 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Not as good a game as he's been having. Chris Carson, just 65 yards on the ground. So Ravens able to go into Seattle, which is rare, and play good offense, play good defense, get a win, go to 5-2. So, and they get a win against a good team. I mean, Seahawks were a one-loss team. So the Ravens, they should be really proud of this win. Tough place to win against a really good team. They move up the board there, move up the power rankings, if you will. Just a good game all around for them, so they continue to roll. Last game I want to mention here, Saints and Bears. And, Bears lose Trubisky, and I feel like the whole team just has been deflated since then. And I know that Trubisky's back, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I don't know, they just lost some momentum. They felt so strong at the beginning of the season. Their defense seemed to be playing so well. And their defense, they just couldn't get out of their own way on this one. I mean, they didn't even have Kamara to contend with today. Latavius Murray steps in, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and gets another 5 catches for 31 yards in the air. Bridgewater, still doing it. Guy can't be stopped. Seriously, he can't be stopped. 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. When Drew Brees comes in, he's gonna pop right in there. I imagine he's gonna be back here in the next few weeks. But man, the Saints couldn't have imagined it would go this well when they lost Brees for such a long period of time. I think most people have not maybe written the Saints off, but thought they had a long road ahead, having to go with Teddy Bridgewater. He did not look good when he came into that game for Brees, but ever since he's been there as a starter, he's played so well. I mean, he's just done such a great job, as I've said before in the previous episodes. He's probably rehearsing